All right, welcome everybody to the next round of our GT3 series taking place at the Hockenheimring today. Everything as usual today. A couple of other things to note. First, I'm going to go through the qualifying conduct section. Drivers must not go slow in the following sections under qualifying in the qualifying session. So that's turn one, quite quick. You need to be offline in there. I don't really think we'll have anybody in turn one going slow just because of the nature of the pit lane here. But just want to remind people there, if you're going for multiple laps at once, not to be going too slowly through there. That needs to be quite quick. Turns 3 and 4 as well, fast chicane, hard to be offline and not get in somebody's way, so want cars up to speed in there. Turn 7 as well, the kink, just don't go too slow through there because you're going to have cars approaching quite a lot of speed and they need to use all of the track. Want to note turn 9 and 10 as well, another fast chicane type section, not a full chicane but similar sort of feel you're going to get through there. We can't have cars in the way through there, very quick. Want to note turn 12, the hairpin, to stay offline if you are going slow through there. You need to be all the way at the top end of it so that you're not getting in anybody's way. And then turn 13, 14, 15, and 16, all of the last corners, nobody going slow through there because people are, one, finishing laps, but also going to be getting up to speed starting laps. So we don't want people going slowly through there. You must not overtake people once you're past turn 11. So that's the right-hander going into the final section before the hairpin. So no overtaking people through there if you're all on outlaps, that is. Obviously, if you're a fast car, you're allowed to overtake a slow car, but we need people to be respectful in there and not fighting for position when there's cars coming through on quick laps. Yeah, other point to note was if you're resetting to pit lane, that needs to be done in a sensible place. So if that's going to be after turn 1, which I would assume most of the time it is, that needs to be to the right-hand side after the pit lane exit. Do not pull into the pit lane exit when there's cars coming through. Also, if you are to do that on the main straight after the start-finish, that needs to be to the right and offline as well. So just want people to be making sure if they are resetting, it needs to be done in a sensible place. Also want to note that we had a couple of network connection issues last race. So if we have anything like that again, we've revised how it's going to be handled. You'll get one warning first asking you to fix your connection. Appreciate that's not always easy if you're driving, but if there's someone else around to help you fix it, or if there's something easy that might be using up a lot of your bandwidth that's restricting your speed, so something like a Discord call, if you're in something like that you don't need to be in, if you would be able to leave that would possibly help. Other things like that, if you've got programs running in the background that don't need to be running, try and reduce any extra strain on your internet connection to see if that can be reduced. So you'll get one warning, you'll get a second warning, and then we'll ask you to come into the pit lane and fix it. And if you go out and it's not fixed, we'll basically watch you on the outlap, and if it's not fixed, we will ask you to park the car and leave a session. Appreciate it will be frustrating if that were to happen, but that's the reality we're in. Obviously, I think last week the issue was someone had a connection issue, a couple of guys had connection issues, and people following were then just stuck behind them because any chance they went for an overtake, they didn't know where the other car was going to be if it disappeared mid-corner or mid-braking. So that's the reason we've had to go this direction. I appreciate it. I've had network issues the past in myself. It's really not nice when it's you, but that's just the reality. We can't have one person's network issues disturbing the whole race. Also want to note that if we think it's bad but not too severe, but you're maybe holding somebody up who feels they're unable to get past you safely due to a network issue, then if you can send that our way, we'll have a look and we'll maybe ask that car to just to be let through. So if you're holding somebody up because they don't feel safe overtaking you due to a network issue, it has to be due to a network issue, you can report that to us. We'll look at whether we think that is the issue. Obviously, if it's only like happened once, then that's sometimes just to do with the iRacing servers. But if it's a frequent issue, then the normal rule would apply. But if we think it's happening and that's what's causing it, we might ask you to let that car by, depending on the severity of those incidents. Also want to note, we had a couple of things going on in other series that maybe haven't applied here so much, but just need to remember that you need to leave space for a car at all times. I don't care if you're half a car length ahead, you've still got them alongside you. That means there needs to be space for them to be alongside you the entire way through that corner. That means at apexes, if someone is partly alongside you, you need to leave room for them. It means on exits, if someone's partly alongside you, you need to make sure that there is enough car's width. There is a car's width, so the other person's car between the white line and the edge of your car, you need to be able to fit that car in. Obviously, if you're able to pull fully ahead, then that's fine, and you can do that, but need to make sure we're leaving space for people all of the time. The last thing was we need people to be off the radio. You cannot use your radio unless it is to alert the stewards to something. Now, if you misuse your radio, one, we will ask you to stop using it. That's what happens once. And if that's just something light, that's what would happen. If it were to be severe, you would have the radio cut off from you straight away. But obviously, you don't want that to happen to yourself, because if you have your radio cut off, then that's going to mean that you can't report things to race control live, which obviously is going to influence the rest of your race. So you need to stay off that at all times possible. Obviously, if you're pitting in, pitting out, that is the only other time where you could use that if you felt it was necessary to make sure that those processes happen safely. Yeah, that's all from me today. The other thing was blocking qualifying incidents. This actually went through last week. I think we had a discussion about this, but there was just some clarification. So if you block somebody once unintentionally, then that's going to be a 5-second penalty. If it were to happen intentionally, then that would be straight to a pit lane start. If it were to happen multiple times, though unintentionally, that would also lead to a pit lane start. So just want to clarify that to people. We've got a long session here, nice long track today, lots of offline areas you can be, lots of runoff areas to use to make sure you're out of people's way. So just be sensible in the race, please, everybody, and especially in the qualifying session, not to block anybody. Blue flags as well. Remember, if you have blue flags, let cars by. Obviously, as soon as you get that blue flag, you need to be facilitating the pass to let them by. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm going to hand you over to our commentary team for qualifying, starting in just under 5 minutes.
Good evening and welcome to the Anti-Stall Racing GT3 League, live from the Hockenheimring in Germany. I'm James Parfit and I will be joined in the booth by Kevin Wesley Burke shortly. Now the track, guys, you can see it currently at 4.53 kilometers, and it is one of these tracks with 16 turns, and it provides absolutely epic racing. With a fast flowing turn one and a long back straight of Parabolica, you're going to see overtakes galore going into the hairpin section down at Spitzker, which is turn 6. Now, after last week in round 4 in Spa, with Volcano taking the victory, Klassen's in second and Izzo in third, it was one of them races, guys, that you have to go and watch back. It was absolutely epic. We had Awata spinning out from second place, down coming round Paul Ferrer. And it was literally absolutely amazing, and one definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. Don't forget, guys, as well, if you are watching on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up button. hit them bells for notifications, and don't forget, guys, subscribe as well. So we'll go ahead and bring in Mr. Kevin Wesley Burr into the booth. Kevin, good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
How are you, young sir?
I'm good today, I'm very fine, thank you very much.
Awesome. Now, Hockenheimring is one of these tracks that I love, partly because it's quite easy flowing. You know, we've got the tight stadium section, which is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we've got the fast flowing exit of 16. You know, what are we expecting here tonight? Because it's not one of those most straightforward tracks, is it?
I'm actually new to this track. I've actually not raced on this version, I've raced on the older version, but I was having a look in practice and it looked really tricky. Some corners, there's a section part what just looks really quick. So I think this race is going to be very interesting and hopefully I'll get some pointers myself.
Yeah, going down Parabolica there, the long-term 5 at the top of the track. Leading into the tight hairpin, that's probably where we're expecting most of the overtakes. It's you know, Kev, I think this is one of the tracks that basically you're going to have that space in it. It's a nice wide track. You know, you can go 3 wide in Parabolica and you shouldn't have any issues. Don't get me wrong. If you're going to take 3 wide into Spitscare at the hairpin at the back of the track, you might have an issue. But you know, generally overall, the track now, as we see where Bazzanti is, Bazzanti's just coming round Mercedes and out that run up off turn 9 round turn 10. Now Mercedes is quite a tricky corner, as you say. You haven't driven here, so but it is, if you get the power on too early, you're going round, Kevin. I think that's pretty much one of them things that happens at most tracks, doesn't it? That if you're on the power too early, you go round. But it seems to be a little bit enhanced here, especially round Mercedes, round turn 8. You know, we've got the fast flow in 7. It's full flat. The guys are coming out the hairpin. They're going full flat into it. You know, I think we're going to get tight racing. We have got an hour as well. You know, it's an exciting evening, an exciting race coming up.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the track now, and the Parabolica definitely looks like where most of the overtaking is going to be going down.
Yeah, definitely that run down from turn 5 down into 6 is definitely going to be a major overtaking spot. We have just started qualifying, guys. We do have 30 minutes of qualifying, so we will keep you up to date. It is an open qualifying session. Everybody is on track at the same time. And then we will have the hour race with 2 pit stops, let's not forget, as well. So they will have to stop twice. Now, as you can see currently on screen, the championship standings have come up with Gaetano Vulcano out in front currently, but he's only out in front by 2 points from Alexandro Izzo. That's going to be an epic scrap to look out for. Marcus Schum in 3rd on 165. Michael Pletil in 4th on 160. Justin Claessens, after his amazing 2nd place last week, is now up into 5th place on 139. Iwata is on 138. It would have been interesting to see. Iwata did miss one of the races, so he's currently on 138. Paul Taylor there on 136. Thomas Sainton on 133. Massimo Berta on 130. Elias Stromer on 116. Jorge Gomez on 106. He's joined, well, it's 11th and 12th for Marco Pinto, also on 106. Marco Ferroni on 96. Lorenzo Banzanti on 89. Jose Fonseca is there on 76. Sebastian Van Den is down in 16th place. He's on 66 points. Mirko Galoni is on 56. Leon Van is also on 56. And Miguel Cordero on 54. And Manuel Palanco there down on 50 points. Now, Kev, we've just listened to the driver briefing. There's some more interesting points come forward from last week in Spa. You know, internet connections was a big thing, was an issue. It's hard, isn't it? It really is a hard one on the drivers regarding internet connection, because it's not always their fault, is it?
No, not always their fault. It's just one of them things, unfortunately. You've either got a good connection or you haven't, and if it's not as good but it starts off that way, then all of a sudden something's happening. There's not a lot you can really do really. So it's it's just one of them things, I
Yeah,
suppose, in that respect.
I think from any driver's point of view, yes, we don't like a car that's blinking in and out all the time. We've seen it. It happens. It's a bit of a pain. But from a driver's point of view, you know, we've got drivers here from Italy, Portugal, from the UK as well, from Holland. You know, there's a massive mix of variety, and they're all trying to connect into one server. And you know, it's really tough to try and enforce a better internet connection, because if you're not savvy-minded, Kev, you're not going to know what to do anyway that's going to make it any better.
Yeah, that is so true. Like you said, if you're not savvy-minded, then there's no way you can get it better. So yeah, it's just one of them things. I've been in the same scenario racing, and the guy's flashing in front of me, and you don't know whether to pass him or not. And if you do pass him, is he gonna hit you? Or
Yeah.
so it's a really, really mad one, really.
I think the thing with it as well on a car, on on a racetrack, as we see Andre Fernandez go on pole, just been overtaken by Izzo on a 1:35.57, 1.1 seconds quicker. He's just been taken by Volcano on a 1:35.32. You know, the thing is with the drivers, Kevin, their internet connection, they're not always aware of the situation, are they? They might get told that they're flashing, but as you say, while we're driving, who's going to pull over and try and sort their internet connection? It's a really difficult one. You know, the league are doing their best to try and cope with that sort of scenario, with that internet connection issue. But it is a tough one there, as we do see Lorenzo Banzanti, at the point we're talking about it, blink off track. So that's going to be an interesting one to see what happens with him this evening. So welcome in, Jorge Gomez, GG. Welcome in. You're in the race. You know, come on, sir. Get a lap down, because we haven't currently got a lap from you yet. But we are looking at times of around about early 1:35. Kev, last week, Kev, we stuck our neck out, didn't we, and picked winners for this race. You know, I had Volcano, and I was barraged with our producer this evening, Mr. Wesley, who was turning around saying that I picked him because he was on pole. But I did say that he was due a win. So, you know, I think at the end of the day, you know, it was a fair pick. You went for Paul Taylor. Okay, so we got 25 minutes remaining, Kev, of qualifying. Tell us who you're going for. Come on, pick a name off the board. Let us know who you think's going to win. Come on, we're earlier on. Let's go. Why we're so early? Let's hit it now.
I'm a simple creature. I'm still gonna go with Paul Taylor. I was watching the practice, and the Beamers looked tasty on this track, so I'm gonna go with Paul Taylor. But Volcano in the last race was just different levels. Izzo and the other, can't remember his name, was racing towards the end with Izzo. That was a battle, so I would like to see what goes on with them two there, because at the end of last week's race, them two battling was unbelievable. But I'm still going to take Paul, definitely. He can do it, I'm going to stay with him.
Okay, cool. Well, Paul Taylor, he's in fourth place at the moment, Kev. So that's, you know, there you go.
I'm watching.
Yeah, he's in fourth at the moment. We've been going over towards this guy. I'm going to pick one, and I'm going to pick Mr. Justin Classens this week.
Yeah.
I hope I haven't cursed him. He finished second last week. He put in some stellar drives this season. You know, we thought he could have been more attacking at Suzuka. He come out and smashed it a week later. So I'm going to go with Classens. However, he hasn't set a time yet. So Justin Classens, if you can hear me, if you have at one point, as you're in the pits, watch the broadcast, dude, get out and set a time. Make me proud. So there you go. That's what we're having it. Now, one of the things I want to look at with this track, Kev, is basically as we come round turn 16, the pit entry is directly on your right-hand side. It's a difficult entry, Kev. It's a really difficult entry. You know, hoping for no dramas, but there is that chance, isn't it? If they're going too wide and the guy on the outside wants to get into the pits.
Yeah, looking at it right now, looks like it's going from 15, like through 16. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be very tricky.
Yeah, it's coming round on 16. I believe it's just after 15.
Yeah.
If we can, let's have a look if I can find anybody. At the minute, my track map and overlay have frozen, so I'm not sure if we can have a resurrect and maybe reload the overlay. I'm currently just staring at Elias Stromer in the pits. Not quite sure what's happened there. But I'm sure at some point we may be able to get it sorted out. I'm sure our lovely producer is working frantically as to why I'm all out of sync as I'm staring at Elias Stromer currently. So there you go. Hopefully that will sort itself out. Everything is kind of frozen for me at the moment, so that's a little bit more interesting there as well. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the drivers are going to have to be made aware of the pit entry. You know, they are coming out, they are going in on the last corner, and they are also coming out round that very fast right-hander at turn 1. So not only is the exit tricky, you know, it's kind of tricky all round here, Kev, on the entry and exit.
Yeah. Looking at the old track, 2, 3, and 4 used to be called Clark. Very interesting. And 9, 10, and 11 was called Senna. I assume that was after the late great Ayrton Senna.
Yeah.
So very different track from back then to now.
Yeah, it has got, as I say, it did go through its change. So it'd be interesting to see now. Obviously, it's taken a lot different shape. We know that turn 1 is very tricky indeed. It is a fast left-hander. There's not much. You're braking to come down, and then you're going back out again, basically back on the throttle there as we see the Porsche just show us how tricky it actually is there going around on my screen. But, you know, hopefully it should be a nice clean race. We have got an hour. We do have 2 pit stops, Kev. So, you know, let's see how that materialises. I think strategy is going to be vitally important here.
Yeah, strategy will be important without a doubt. But there'll be a lot of overtaking. Hopefully there'll be some good slipstreaming as well. Unfortunately, last week there wasn't much. We wasn't getting it good on Spa, but today down Parabolica, yeah, might be really good.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with Spa. We were expecting a massive amounts of slipstreaming going down Kemmel, and we saw nothing unless they were in literally within about 3 tenths, I think it was, wasn't it? I think the final margin that we decided was the area to be for slipstreaming was about 3 tenths.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, this one might play a little bit more of a part, Kev, but as I said, I think we talked about it last week. Setups, skinny wings, you know, running a low downforce setting. I don't think they're going to be low downforce this week, partly because there's quite a twisty bit of track around the intersection of the stadium.
12,
you know,
13 and 14, 15 basically.
Yeah, so if
Yeah,
you were
that's very
looking at
twisty.
if you were looking at this track, you know, what sort of setup would you be looking at?
I'm not sure. I'll probably go for maybe not high downforce, maybe medium downforce. I think I'd go for. Like I said, I've never raced on it. I raced on the old one, but this one I wouldn't be 100% sure on, but maybe medium downforce.
Yeah, medium downforce would be the one. If you were looking at it and somebody said, right, Kev, we're going to put you on Hockenheimring, you would be looking at a medium downforce setup.
Yeah, I would, because there's some twisty turns in there, and I'd want to know I can stay on the track going through them turns really quick.
Yeah, I think that would be probably my choice as well. You know, bordering high downforce, but then again, I think I'm quite an aggressive pedal pusher with the go loud, go faster strike pedal on the right. So, you know, I'd probably need all the grip I can get to maybe get round the Spitzker hairpin in turn 6. So there you go. Currently got Izzo on track. We've broken the 134s. We're on a 134.94. at the moment that Izzo has put in. Bazanti has gone second on a 1:35.29. Volcano in third on a 1:35.32. So yeah, that was there you go. We've broken the 1:35 barrier.
Still got Paul Taylor in 1:36, so I'm hoping he comes back out and tries to get that 1:35 and get higher up that board.
Yeah, he's he's in a 1:35.89, so he's just under the 1:36 barrier.
Yeah.
So it will be an interesting one to see how that materializes. Yeah, see how that turns out. Hopefully your man will get a little bit higher up. He did say, I saw a comment from him in YouTube last week, Kev, that he's surprised that you picked him. And, you know, he's going to see if he can try and get a little bit further up this week. So that's going to be an interesting one there, Paul Taylor, recognizing that you picked him. And he's going to try and do his best to get up a little bit further. So let's have a look and see how that works out for Paul this week. This could be an interesting one, isn't it? You know, see how he gets on, Kev.
Yeah. Fingers are crossed. I sent him a message. I seen that message as well, so I sent him one. I had to pull his finger out and put his foot down. Like I was saying beforehand, the beamers look really tasty on this track due to the fact I was watching the practice. Yeah, Paul Taylor can easily get up the board, and he probably can definitely be in a good position.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, anyone can really, you know, make a massive difference. I think to the status. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on and gets up into the position, because at the end of the day, they, you know, it's open to people moving up in it. It's one of them circuits that gives that opportunity for guys to move up as well, and I think that's going to be the important thing. Because, you know, people are going to make that move, aren't they? They're going to get that. They're going to get up that leaderboard. Just being able to sometimes play smart, Kev.
Yeah, playing smart is the way to go. Just watching car number 5. Oh, it's gone off. Ooh. But Volcano leading the.
Yeah, he's in
Well,
second.
from my screen, is leading the. On my screen, he's leading the thingy. But you're saying it's Izzo.
Yeah, Izzo's out on top at the moment on a 1:34.95, 1:34.94. So it'd be interesting to see what Izzo.
What happens there between him and Volcano?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be an interesting battle. It always has been with these guys. Izzo, Volcano, Bazanti. Iwata's not turned up again at the moment, so isn't here. So, yeah, so unfortunately, Iwata there does miss out again. But, you know, it gives him the opportunity to have a rest, I suppose, but unfortunately drops him down the leaderboard.
Yeah, it does drop him down the leaderboard. I'm just looking now to see where Justin is as well. He's in 20 seconds. He's not put nothing on the board as such yet.
No, nothing from Justin Classens at the moment. A little bit worrying as my my pick. So yeah, it's hopefully he'll come out.
It's a bit worrying that he's not come out.
Yeah, we are only 16 minutes in. We do have another 14 minutes remaining, so I'm sure Justin Classens is out on track at the moment. So yeah, it'd be an interesting one there. So yeah, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? We've got an hour. We got an hour, Kev.
Full hour.
Full hour.
See how it goes. Paul Taylor's my pick. He's gonna do me good.
Just so you're proud of 4th place.
Yeah, I can see the win. I can definitely see the win. You know what I mean? But Izzo and Justin, I want to see if they battle again, because last week's battle was epic. I fully
Yeah.
enjoyed it. There was a couple of other little battles further down what looked very interesting as well. So I want to see if them same battles happen again.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see if they can stop. We had this conversation about Izzo, and literally he was in traffic, and it's not an area. Excuse me. It's not an area that we've seen him before in. You know, and obviously he managed to get up into third place last week. So yeah, it'd be an interesting one to see what he does there. If they can get in front of him from the get-go, you know, we may see the same scenario we had. But you know, let's just see what materialises there, Kev. As we come in now with about 12 minutes remaining from left of qualifying. We've still got Izzo out in front with a 1:34.95, Volcano on a 1:35.33, Bazanti on a 1:35.28, 1:36.53. So yeah, it's looking like Taylor needs to get lower down in the 1:36s to move up a position.
Yeah. As he's saying, he's doing 135, 136.53.
Yeah, 1:30. Well, 1:36.53.
Yeah. And you got Stromer on a 1:35.91.
Yeah, he should. I'm pretty sure he should, judging by that time. That was saying that was Taylor's last lap was a 1:36.53. So yeah, we'll have to see how it materialises. Yeah, pans out with about 11 minutes remaining. So that'd be
we've got Claessens on the track.
Yeah, Claessens is out on track. Still no time though, so maybe he's struggling with severe sort of, I don't know, off tracks, I guess, could be an issue. If they take too much in turn one, it's going to be an off track as well. So Claessens has got to be a little bit more. I think you're going to have to be a little bit more tentative, aren't you? You've got, you know, 11 minutes. Oh, as we see Claessens get a big slide on my screen coming out of the pits, unfortunately. But we'll have to see how that materialises, I think, as well as we go along. So there you go. Guys, settle down now. Get your drinks. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the bells. And don't forget as well, join us every week when we are live with the action of the Anti-Stall League. F1 on Monday, F3, F4 on Tuesday, and obviously the GT3 on a Friday. So yeah, let's hit that thumbs up, turn on the bells for notifications, and don't forget to subscribe as well. We're in for some interesting racing over the next week. So please get involved and come and join us here on Anti-Stall Racing YouTube channel as well. So this is going to be a very interesting race indeed. I think the infield is going to cause an issue. I don't know about you, Kev, what you feel, but going around this section leading down into Mercedes, I think, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it?
I think most of the action and problems are going to happen in Satch 12, 13, 14. I think because that's a quick section, and if anybody's going side by side there, oof, yeah, I think that's where it's going to be very exciting. But yeah, definitely Mercedes could be exciting as well.
Yeah, I think there's going to be one of them things that we're going to have to look out for, guys, as well. See how we get on, because we are expecting some racing, we are expecting some action, but we're also expecting it within that sort of area of the track as well. So as I say, if they are going too wide, it's definitely going to be a very interesting one indeed. And I think at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be the driver that keeps it clean, Kev, keeps it on track, and then will basically come out. I wouldn't be surprised if the driver there comes out on top after that. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens within the race. As I say, we've got about 8 minutes left of qualifying. So yeah, we'll see how that materializes at the moment. It's going to be one of these races, guys, that you're not going to want to miss. It is going to go off. It will get more and more competitive as it goes on. We do have 2 pit stops as well. So be aware, it's going to be crazy. But there you go. Well, it's something to look forward to, isn't it, Kevin, this evening?
Yep. Very, very.
Yep.
I'm just looking to see if Classens is going to put up a time. Sector 2 and Sector 3. In fact, 1, 2, and 3 are looking pretty good.
It's whether or not he can cope with the off tracks. If he can cope with the off tracks, you know, it will be interesting to see how he gets on. I think at the end of the day as well with that one, because the off tracks in turn 1 are quite tricky. So I think at the end of the day, it's how they're going to cope with off tracks. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one there. So bear with me.
He's jumped up to 4th.
Jumped up into 4th.
Yeah, with a 1:35.58.
Nice. So Klassen's there in 4th place. So let's see.
He's looking racy. Looks like he can pull out a better time than that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be definitely going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on Klassen's guys as well to see what he can do from 4th place. We've got about 6 minutes remaining on this qualifying 30-minute qualifying session. So let's see what happens there as well and see how it goes. Just in the meantime, while we try and frantically sort out technical issues out we're having in the background currently at the moment, you know, I think it's this track I think is going to suit some drivers, Kevin, and I think it's not going to suit others. Some people are strong and others are not here, and I think it's just like any track, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm preferable to twisty turny tracks, and this looks like one of them ones. So when the chance I do get to drive in it, I think I'll definitely enjoy it. But for the guys here today, whoever's really good at twisty turny will probably have will be more fun for them than the guys who are not into them kind of tracks.
Yeah, I think
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll just keep an eye on it and see how it all goes, I think, on this one, to see what happens, because, yeah, it's going to be interesting. As we enter into the last 5 minutes of qualifying, we'll keep an eye on the time. We've got about, as I say, just under 4.5 minutes. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how they get on with the last 4.5 minutes. With Klassen's putting it up on 4th place, Volcano in 2nd, Izzo in 1st place. So yeah, we'll have to see how we get on, I think, and see how it goes. Kev, what do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll definitely see how it goes tonight.
Yeah, definitely on that one. I think it's going to be an interesting one, and I think at the end of the day, I think we could have some epic battles, and I think we could have some not so epic battles, and hopefully people will keep it clean. We'll keep it clean.
Yeah, it looks like it's one of them races where consistency is the key for the win on this one.
Yeah, I think that's definitely is key there. If you are in YouTube chat, please let us know. PT Wave, good luck everyone. Thank you very much. Kevin Stamp, clap, clap, clap. Paso Dopo Paso. I'd love to be able to read that, but I really cannot. It's out of my language barrier there, Kev. Do you want, I don't know if you can read, I believe it's Spanish in YouTube
Not
chat.
on the YouTube chat.
No,
Hold on.
I'm not doing that. So just give me 2 seconds, guys, while we are trying to sort out my technical issues between myself here. We are just trying to see if room name
1 second.
changing some
Hold on.
things around. So just give us 2 seconds if you can, please. Right, guys, we have just come to the end of qualifying. Thank you very much for giving us that time. We were just managing to sort out our tech issues between all of us here in the commentary booth. And with Wes in the background there, producer, doing the thing on the cameras this evening. So, yeah, so we've just come to the end of qualifying. We are just waiting for the final results to come up. Currently on the leaderboard on the left-hand side, you can see Izzo is on a 134.94, Volcano on a 134.97. Then we break into the 135s of Bazanti on a 135.211, Klassen's 135.3, 135.8 for Ferrone. Your man there, Kev, Paul Taylor, 135.89. You know, top
Very
six,
impressed.
got to be.
I'm very
Happy with
impressed with
that?
him. Yeah, very impressed with him, man.
Yeah, see how he
Looking
gets
good.
on. Stroma in a 135.9. Now, this is where it gets interesting because we break in to the 136s and we do it from P8 all the way down to P17. So P8 and P17 are separated by literally, actually 18 as well. Pletil down in 18th are separated by a second, guys, as well. So that takes us down the order all the way down to Michael Plettel down in 18th, breaking into the 136s. 137s after that, we've got Pereira, Pinto, Fava, Duarte, Mercado, and then Cop is not 2 seconds off the pace on a 139.1. Well, actually, it's about 1.3 seconds there. So we're just waiting for the grid positions to come up. We will give you a quick. Oh, we've got a 10-minute warm up. Yes, I forgot that. All the time, Kev. I forget that. But here are the qualifying results. There, Izzo is in first place. Gaetano Volcano in second. Lorenzo Bazzanti is in third place as they go whizzing back off. Justin Klassen's in fourth. Marco Ferrone in fifth. Paul Taylor in sixth. Elias Stromer in seventh. Thomas Sainton in eighth. Massimo Berta in ninth. Andre Fernandez in 10th, Sebastian Van Den in 11th, Miguel Cordero in 12th, Jose Fonseca in 13th, Joel Amos is he in the only Ford in the race this evening? He is. Joel Amos in the race in the only Ford in 14th, Ivan Amaro 15th, Jorge Gomez 16th, Mirko Galoni in 17th, Michael Plettil in 18th, Hugo Pereira 19th, Marco Pinto 20th, Eduardo Fava in 21st, Diego Duarte in 22nd, Ricardo Mercado in 23rd, and Mr. Duncan Kopp there down in 24th place. I think, Kev, what we're going to have to look forward to here is 25 cars streaming down into a fast right-hander. Yeah. I can't really say much about that apart from let's hope they all make it through safely.
I was just about to say the same thing. Whoa, I don't know if a few of them might not make it through safely. Like you say, 25 cars streaming down into that first right.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we can see it here with Izzo. You know, is literally touch and then dab the brake and away you go. And I think that's going to be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Hopefully all 24 cars will make it through turn one. Because it is a difficult one, it does lead up to a run into a tricky parabolica. Well, they call it the Einfahrt parabolica, which is turn two, which you can see Izzo coming up to now, which is hard braking. He's actually gone past that. He's going down into Spitzkær. Down into the hairpin, which is a slow right-hander, and away he goes. There you can see just how slow it is, Kev.
Could you take that hairpin in second, do you reckon?
It depends on your exit. I think if we can, I wouldn't recommend it. I think first is probably the gear to be in. I don't know if second is too slow. You know, when it's just too laggy into the corner, I don't know if it's going to bring too much there, and I wouldn't like to think that they would. I would have thought it would be a first gear corner because it is literally back on yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's not like turn 12 as such, which you can almost keep in second because it's not so kind of tight and direct, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that will be a first gear corner there. So let's see. We've just seen the first board times come up with Izzo on a 1:35.7, Cordero 1:36.35. Now, car manufacturers this evening, guys, we have got Porsches, we have got Ferraris, we've got a Beamer, we've got Audis, we've got Lambos, and we've got Joel Amos in the Ford. So we've got them all this evening, Kev. There isn't
and we're
any
on board, and we're on board with Joel Amos right now. Right now.
Yeah, we've got them all, haven't we, this evening? So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how Joel does in the Ford, to be honest. I don't really know what to say about it, Kevin. I've not driven the Ford, and it's, as I say, I think it's very much a car that you've got to stick a lot of work in.
Yeah, I've never driven it either. Me personally, I'm an Audi man, so I would like to try it though. I would like to try it, but there you are. Here you are with an Audi now.
Yeah, we're on board with Mirko Galoni coming down now around Parabolica. We'll see how he gets on We just changed out of the pitbull cam there to see what gear he's in. I think he's in first gear. I think it's going to be a first gear corner there, Kev.
Yeah, first gear.
Yeah.
Put down.
Yeah, I don't think that would work in
third.
second.
Off. Will that be and go staying fourth? Oh, he's gone into fifth. Okay.
Yeah, there's no need to change.
This is just tight, tricky bit. Second.
Yeah, I don't think there's any need to slow down when they're going around 7 into Mercedes.
Yeah.
I think the guys can literally just full flat that corner. Well, not I would say full flat, but full accelerate. I don't think there's need for them to lift unless you've got somebody on the inside you don't want to fight.
Yeah.
Then you might have to lift, but generally they don't. It's literally just full bore. But this is the one. Turn 1 here, Volcano's just gone past. So tricky. You try and carry so much speed, but if you run wide, it's an off track, and it's a very thin margin in general, isn't it? Off tracks within iRacing. I think sometimes you think you're off, but then you're on. I think one that comes to mind is the last chicane at Monza, where if you touch a little bit of the outside curb, it's an off track. And they're a little bit tight, aren't they?
Very tight. Some you get away with, but some you're thinking, yeah, I've got it, and then you look and you see you've got the off track, and you just, oh my word, you just like, you can't believe it. You're thinking, yeah, I know I'm bang on here, and then you look and you see it, and you think, oh my word, I've got an off track.
I know
Any off track, you're losing time on any off track, so you don't want off tracks. So.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well, when you're on an absolute flying qualifying lap, and then all of a sudden, you know, you get an off track at the end of the lap. There's nothing there. As we see now, we were discussing photos last week. I've just seen a great photo of Edouard Favre, but then we're on the Justin Classens, where we think it's a sandbag. We don't think he's carrying a catfish, which is what we had one of the discussions last week. We think Classens there on his photo is in an Ironman contest of some sort or a triathlon. So Justin, if you watch it back and you hear us discussing your picture,
Yeah,
please let us know. Yeah, let us know in the YouTube comments what you are doing in that picture. I believe we had, was it Jose Fonseca? Didn't we have, was it Jose? I'm sure it might have been Jose Fonseca or Pereira who had that lawyer-looking photo. So, yeah, and Edward Favre there, just literally, there he is.
You had a lawyer.
Fonseca. Yeah, it was Jose Fonseca was the lawyer's photo.
Like a lawyer. Yeah.
Which is, yeah, he looks like a stern-faced court Tom Cruise, you know, few good men kind of man, doesn't he? You know, and there's obviously Paul Taylor there with
my guy there, Paul Taylor.
Conventional, looks like he stood. I'm going to put my nose out here and say in the living room with the curtains drawn. There you go. I don't know about you. That's what I reckon. Possibly. I agree. Yeah,
I agree. In the living room, behind the curtain, in front of the curtain.
Yeah, in the living room there, as we see Duncan Copp's got a rather nice looking car as his photo. So you know. We gotta find something there. Sebastian Van Den. Oh, stood beside a bike. Oh.
There's a bike man.
There's a little bit of a bike man by the looks of it as well. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. We've got about 1 minute 50 remaining of this warm up. Yeah. You have just listened to us talk about photos, as we see Ivan Amaro needed to move it a little bit down. It does look like he's chopped himself off. Fernandez there. Oh, real life racing driver. I think on that one, Kev. Real life racing driver.
Yes.
Be interesting as well. Andre Fernandez, if you're watching the broadcast back, please let us know what it is you do.
A bit of info would be nice.
Yeah, let us know in the YouTube comments, guys, as well. Don't forget, if you are here for the first time, you hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, turn on the bells for all them notifications, and you'll be the first to know when we go live on Anti-Stall Racing. Don't forget, we have got Marco Ferroni looking so serious in his picture. Don't forget as well, the 24-hour race broadcast will start, if I'm not mistaken, at 11 o'clock this evening. So tune in as well for the Nürburgring 24-hour race. So That's going to be an interesting one. I believe Biggles is leading us off on that one as well. So the great Biggles will be leading us off on the commentary team. So yeah, I think that would be a good one. Kev, you doing the 24-hour? You racing or you're not doing nothing?
No, I won't be doing 25, but I have raced this week and it's been a nightmare on the Nürburgring. But I do love the track. It's really good. I get the first section part spot on, and the second section part, I just don't know what happens.
I think the thing is as well, what makes me laugh about that is the guys that know the track inside and out, and they message me going, well, you're really slow here in this corner, or you're really slow in that corner. And there's me going, I don't even know where that is. I don't even know what it is. There's like 174 corners on that track. I have no idea what they are. But here we go. We've got the grid up in front of us. As you can see, Izzo is on pole position. Volcano is beside him in second. Lorenzo Bazzanti in third. Justin Claessens in fourth. Marco Ferrone in fifth. Paul Taylor in sixth. Elias Stromer seventh. Thomas Sainton is in eighth. Massimo Berta in ninth. Andre Fernandez in 10th. Sebastian Van Den in 11th. Miguel Cordero in 12th, Jose Fonseca in 13th, Joel Amos there down in 14th, Ivan Amaro 15th, Jorge Gomez is in 16th place. Further down the order, we've got Mirko Galoni in 17th, Michael Platil in 18th, Hugo Pereira 19th, Marco Pinto in 20th, Eduardo Fava in 21st, Diego Duarte in 26th, Ricardo Mercade in 23rd, and Duncan Kopp in 24th place. Now, as you can see, we do have a quarter of a lap warm-up. We are starting not in the most ideal place, I have to be honest when I say this, just before turn 11, which isn't ideal. It doesn't give the drivers long to try and get anything warmed up because you are entering straight away into 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So, yeah, I find that really peculiar, Kev. So I think they should start a little bit further back on that straight.
Yeah, further back. It's seemed really close. That.
Yeah, it's just really
Needs
tight.
to be a little bit more longer.
Yeah, there's no way to warm
Maybe get the tyres
up.
a little bit warmer, warmed up in. If it's a little bit longer, the tyres could get a little bit warmer in it as well. So
yeah, I think we'll see what happens. There is the pit entry we are talking about. You see the pace car go off, guys. But be aware, we are just about to start round 5 at the Hockenheimring of the GT3 Anti-Stall Racing League. And we are green right about now. And Izzo leads us off around turn 1. Claessens is up into third place already. He's got the jump on Bazzanti in turn 1. We've got Paul Taylor making moves. There's a big lock of smoke in the background there. Paul Taylor coming up the inside, trying to get up the inside of Bazzanti as they run around turn 2, 3, and now they're on that long run down Parabolica. And as you can see at the moment, we've got Paul Taylor trying to wrestle his way through past Bazzanti there, heading down into Spitzker turn 6. He's on the right-hand side in the pink car. Bazzanti on the left. Down into the hairpin we go. You want to shut that door because here comes Marco Ferrone. He's trying to make Paul Taylor, contact there with Stromer. Stromer there is got to be looking at coming back. It's flashing frantically at Marco Ferrone, who tried to make that move up there in the inside of Paul Taylor. Kev, not a bad start. They all seem to have got through cleanly.
yeah, very good start, and Paul Taylor's looking tasty so far. He had a little wiggle on after the second bend, but he's pushing now. He's pushing. A couple of incidents back before, just a few cars back, but yeah, it was very clean.
Yeah, very clean indeed. As we can see now, we're on board with Stromer going around turn 12. He is now up the back of Ferrone because obviously it's Ferrone tried to send it out the inside of Paul Taylor, following Bazzanti. Paul Taylor opened the door on the left-hand side going down into Spitzker. Ferrone tried to follow Bazzanti through, who was defending from Taylor at that specific moment in time and didn't make it through. Unfortunately, him and Stromer come to contact. There wasn't a massive amount, so Stromer went off track, flashed Ferrone frantically, and now he's trying to catch up with him and get him past. Now, as we can see, the Porsche there, that's Van Den in the Lightning McQueen covered Porsche as he heads down now round Parabolica. Van Den is up behind Massimo Berda. Oh, he's going to make the move, Kev. He's got to make it move down. But this is going to be an interesting one to see how much this draft really plays effect. And again, we're seeing it. It's kind of nullified. We've got that kind of draft train, haven't we? Oh, moves in
Oh, there's an
front.
accident there.
Yeah, Galoni making his way past. There were big moves in front as we see Van Den up beside. He's up beside Berta now, going down into turn 7, coming down into Mercedes. Unfortunately, Van Den's now on the outside of the circuit. Oh, Thomas Sainton. He goes in like a rocket, Kev.
He comes back on nice, though.
Yeah, he's pulled right back on beside Joel Amos. And Joel now is down in 12th place. He's kind of come up behind Jose Fonseca, but Marco Galoni is not letting Santon sit easy. He's seen him make a mistake once. There's always that opportunity to make the mistake too, but Galoni's under attack from Pletil. Oh, Amos has gone round. Oh, Kev, the Ford has sent him round.
I feel good for the Ford.
Oh, Joel Amos now down at the back of the field, down in 24th. That's the unpredictability of the Ford. You've got to drive it all the time.
Yeah, like I said, I've never driven it, but yeah. But like I was saying, 12, 13 and 14 look like where it's going to be tasty, and there's an accident there.
Yeah, Galoni round coming off the inside. He's just gone round turn 1. He's going to have to sit and wait. Joel Amos goes round. Galoni now is at the back for the Cadega Squadron Corse there. He's now just sat on the side of the track. We'll have to try and see if we can get a replay of what happened. But his Audi Pinto guide us through as he comes down into turn 1. He's behind Michael Pletil. Oh!
Hit the curb.
Hit the curb, didn't he?
Hit the curb.
Too much, too soon, too much speed for Marco Galoni. Went and hit the curb there. Well on board with Pinto, who's got Jorge Gomez in front of him. Here is the quick right-hander of 7 heading down into Mercedes now on the brakes just at the beginning of that concrete section on the left-hand side. Just before then. And then you want to try and straighten this corner up as best as you can and get hard on the gas now. You are going to looking at lifting as we go into 11. There you go, there's the lift from Pinto, gets the car around that corner. On the throttle, we go into turn 12. 56 minutes remaining, and currently Izzo's pulled out a second gap up front.
Looks like there's a bit of battling between Van Den and Bertie going on there.
Yeah, Van Den and Burton are within a second of each other. There is Van Den. He's trying to close up to the back of Stromer. They seem to have dropped Berta off a little bit, but Stromer is obviously trying to climb out, get up to the back of Ferrone. As we see Andre Fernandez there was under attack from Fonseca coming down into turn 2. Oh, that is Sainton trying to make his way back through the field after sending it in deeper than a diver in the Atlantic Ocean. Going into, I believe we were going into turn 13 and 12. At the time, Thomas Santon sent it in so deep, he went treasure hunting in the Atlantic, bless him. Oh, he's trying to go up the inside of Fonseca now at the hairpin, turn 6. Didn't make it stick. The thing with that corner though, Kev, if you take your line, the normal racing line, you get a lot better exit than anybody on the inside who's trying to tie it up, because they've got to slow down more to get the car turned.
Yeah. I would probably take the line tight. I seem to, for some reason, take the lines. I don't really take the line often. I probably take it tight. I'd probably try and take that inside line on him, and I'd go for it.
The trouble with that is you get on the power too early, and you're going to spin the car up, and it is a Porsche, and it can happen.
Yeah, on the Porsche. Once you put your foot down, you've got to be delicate with the Porsche. Can't just put your foot down and go for it, because you will go off.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think Sainton is, as you see, right up beside Fonseca. There's the pit exit, pit entry on the left-hand side at the top of the screen, just gone whizzing past us now. And I think that's going to be Sainton's issue behind Fonseca, because he's got to be a lot more delicate. He's obviously, you know, from a visual point of view, he looks quicker from up here, and that isn't any disrespect to Fonseca. You know, Fonseca's here on merit. He's in 11th place on merit. But Sainton's going to want to get past him.
Yeah, Sainton looks really quick, so I can at some point, and it looks like it could take him.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Sainton to be sat in 12th position for long,
Something
but we
could
do see
happen.
Fonseca,
Something happening
Fernandez
here now.
and Fonseca, yeah.
Yeah, look,
Fernandez
they've gone for it.
Berners look to try to
At the
send
minute,
out. See, that's the tighter line, Kev. Look at his exit.
Yeah.
Sainton's exit got so jeopardised, he couldn't get on the gas early enough. And that tighter line does not do you any favours in turn 6. I would take that traditional line. I wouldn't try and take that inside line. It's from what we've seen over 5 laps, it's just not working.
Yeah, it's not working at all. Me, I still go for that tight line though, but yeah, it's not working in this race, so it's better to stay with the race line. But it's looking really good between these 3 at the moment.
Yeah, Fonseca is trying to get past Fernandez. Sainton is trying to get past both of them. You can see him now, nose to sail, on the back of Fonseca as they come round 12. They're going to be heading round now into 4. Sainton is pushing him along. He's bump drafting him along. He wants that position from Fonseca, and he just cannot get it. He needs to get him anywhere. He's going to be on that run up into turn 2 or that run down that long back parabolica. He's got to clear him this lap because he's losing time to the cars in front. He's currently on a 15-second gap to the leader. And as we've seen, Kev, in this series, everybody seems to go into the pits together. It doesn't really give you any form of advantage going in early. We've seen it a couple of times with cars trying to take the undercut. That didn't work. It seems like everybody just goes in together, and I think Sainton is going to want to be trying to clear them cars as soon as possible, as is Van Den and Stromer. He didn't get it down parabolica. Fonseca's picking up the draft, and I'm going to say now he's going to be stuck behind him for another at least half a lap.
Might not be, you know, he just took the racing line then and this was all over him. And like now, he's all over him again.
Oh,
looking to make the move. No, he doesn't get it there.
The problem with that is Fonseca in front left open that Vortex of Terror line. He didn't make it like he was going to cover off the inside. Sainton had every opportunity there to send that Porsche up the inside. And because of that V that Fonseca left going into that corner, that vortex where you leave the door open and then you come across and take your line, there's a possibility that it could all go wrong. We'll jump on board with Duarte now. He's coming down into Mercedes, doesn't stop the car. Who is it? Oh, he goes round, but I think that was a lot of cause. Oh, Duarte, stunning job. Mate, that was stunning driving from Duarte there to get that car out of the way. Oh, there's a crash behind. That's Fonseca. Look at the state of that BMW. You can see everything. The car is smoking. Here we go now. We're on board with Fonseca round turn 16. He goes on the grass, loses control.
On the grass.
Oh, nothing but barrier.
That car's seen better days.
Well, with smoke coming out of it, Kev, I would say that car is pretty much going to be done. As we see, total. Fonseca is in the pits. One man that isn't, no, is Van der Hovel. He is tucked up behind Stromer. They've been tucked up behind him from the beginning. I love that Lightning McQueen livery. I think that would look amazing on a Ford. I've got to be honest with the smiling grille. But there you go. Let's not talk about it. Stromer goes in deep. This is going to allow Van Den through. On the left-hand side of Mercedes, after they've just come out of Mercedes turn 10 now, Van der Hovel gets past Stromer. He's been wanting to do that since the beginning. He's got the job done there, Kev.
Yeah, he's got the job done. It took him a minute or two, but he's got it done in the end.
He was helped out, don't get me wrong. He was helped out by Stromer going in deep. You know, anybody going in deep, getting off the line is really going to struggle to try and get that car back quick enough, I think, especially at the turn that he went off at. You know, Van der Hovel's been looking quite tasty all the way through. 1:37.45. We'll see how the times materialise now. Obviously, it doesn't give us a clear view. Yeah, partly because obviously he's just done a 1:36.39. Oh, your man Paul Taylor is in 5th though, Kev. So that's always a bargain for Paul Taylor. You know, 50 minutes remaining. We're looking at pit stops at about 25 minutes, give or take. That's with the relative how it's been normally. And then about the last 10, 15 minutes, we're just seeing Marco Pinto now coming along, tucked up into turn 2. Car 27 there. That's Jorge Gomez behind him in the BMW. That's job done for Marco Pinto. But one man, Jorge Gomez, is trying to come back on Pinto. Pinto's in an Audi. Do you think there's a preference? Are we putting it? Okay, so let me rephrase that before we go into too much detail, cause that an absolute melodrama. Do we think that there's, you know, we've got a Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, BMW, and another Ferrari in the top 6. There doesn't seem to be one constructor who's really dominant this evening.
No. The BMW looks very hard to get past, though. That's what I've noticed in this race this evening. And just looking at Santa Patel's all over Santos now.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a battle here with Platel and Saint-On. We're not used to seeing Platel down this far down the order. Obviously had a bit of a bad qualifying, and that put him down. I believe he was in 18th place. He's gained 6 positions at the moment, as in back up into 12th. Santon now is in 11th. We're expecting these guys to climb up the order. Classens is all over the back of Volcano.
Yeah. I was just looking at the times and I was thinking he's climbing all over Volcano there.
Yeah, he's literally tucked up right behind him, isn't he? I think he's got 0.4. He's come down. He did a 136.64 Volcano to Classens 136.37. So Classens was 3 tenths quicker over the last lap. It's going to be to see how he gets on. Don't forget, here's the man that I have picked to come out victorious this evening. I've put my neck on the chopping block. I'm either going to get it right or the executioner is going to make me headless. So let's see how that materializes there, as we do see Volcano have a little bit of a blink. He goes in deep, going round 12 into 13. Now we're coming out of 13, round 14, 15. Here we go round the final corner. This is Klassen's opportunity. He's right up behind Volcano. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he'll get it now, Kev. I think he'll wait till after turn 1 and get him into 2. But let's see how this goes. Dab of the brakes, hard on the gas. We go over that outside curb. Is he going to wait to the Parabolica? Let's see how much he closes up. The gap is 0.27. It's gone back out a little bit now. Back down through Parabolica. We go along that long run down into Spitzker turn 6. Izzo has opened up a little bit of a gap. He's got 2.89 seconds. Classens now is closing. There's the draft. He's looking at the draft, Kev. It's different to Spa.
Going for it.
Yeah, Galaston's up the inside now. He's trying to send it in the inside of Volcano. Yeah. Exit speed though, Kev. Exit speed.
Yeah, done the job. Very good there. Went in, slipstreamed him, took him nice, took the line, went in front of him. That was a good bit of driving there. And it looks like he's on the charge to catch Izzo, so could be a repeat of the second and third of the last race.
Yeah, that last battle we had between Izzo and Classens. Classens now has opened up about half a second already on Volcano, and it's got about 3 seconds to go to Izzo. Not quite sure whether or not he's made any fuel, managed to save any fuel there behind Volcano, whether or not he can go a little bit longer. Whether or not that would benefit him though, Kev, we've discussed it before, hasn't it? Will go in 1 lap longer in clean air benefit him than rather trying to cover off what Izzo is doing?
On this track, I'm not sure. Ooh, he's had a wiggle. Oh.
Volcano kept it there on track and not through the lack of trying not to there. Volcano doing the job of the groundsman here in the Hockenheimring, trimming the grass. See it come round 16. He's on the grass. 1 correction, 2 corrections. Oh.
And held it to stay on track. Held it.
How he managed to hold that one. That was unbelievable there from Volcano. I probably would have been round in the wall, Kev. I don't know about you.
Me too. In the wall. Yeah. I'd have been in the pits.
Yeah, in the pits, sitting there cursing the fact that we just binned it in the wall. Volcano there doing
the move going on from P10 to take.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an accident there.
Stromer is down the field. That was the Ferrari of Andre Fernandez. Sent it up the inside of Stromer, and poor Stromer is
he's
getting
going for it
bullied
again
out
here.
of position. Santon is in the mix there. Santon is on the right-hand side. Down into Mercedes. Oh, Fernandez managed to keep it, stop the car. Santon takes him on the outside line now. Santon is up into 9th place. Fernandez down in 10th. Pletil now also got past Stromer. He's in 11th. Stromer is down at the back of this pack in 12th place. Stromer can't be happy at the moment, though, Kev. That's twice he's kind of got bullied. I suppose that would be the only word for it. As we see him
Bullied
take a
in the
little
word.
yeah.
He's just been manhandled.
Yeah, that's the thing. But what can you do about that? You can't close the door and then you're in an accident.
No, you cannot close the door. You either let him go through, or you bully him back and go for it yourself.
The trouble is obviously the contact has thrown Santon out, and he's now dropped back, as you can see there. Stromer has dropped back now. Elias Stromer in 12th place in the Lambo. Pletil now is trying to clear Fernandez. We were talking about Thomas Santon earlier on. He's cleared this pack and is now chasing down Massimo Berda in front of him to see how he gets on. But here is Pletil now. He's tucked up right behind. Does he want the inside line? We don't know. Oh, no!
He wanted the inside line. He got the inside line, but there was an accident between
Fernandez and Sainton. I think if we had a look back at that, Fernandez goes in well deep. I think he tries to outbrake Santon, and the only one he manages to outbrake was himself. Not stopping that. Not stopping that at all, Kev. That was just late.
There's no way he could have stopped that. Very late. You could see him lock up as well, so yeah, he couldn't stop that at all.
No, he couldn't stop that Ferrari whatsoever there, Andre Fernandez. That does release Pletil, that does release Santon, and now it has also released Stromer as well. Stromer has cleared Fernandez there and is now up into 11th place. We're coming sort of near enough into the first pit stop window. Don't forget, guys, they did start with a limited fuel. Sorry, Kevin, I've just read your message at the same time in chat. Kevin's down there using all the track he paid for. Yes, he definitely did. He used that a little bit and more. As we see Fernandez there. Fernandez, yeah, he dived in the pits there, Kev, I think. Well, okay.
Oh.
Well, that was... and he's out of the line. If he ain't careful, that's going to be... that car ain't right. Look at the steering wheel.
No, it's got to be pulling one way or the other. Off.
Yeah,
like clean off there.
I think that was an intentional off there, Kev. I'm glad we did kind of follow that all the way through. It didn't look like he tried to make that stop in any shape or form. Stromer now, however, has climbed right up the back of the battling Pletil and Sainton. This is your battle. Now for 9th, 10th and 11th. Out in front, we've got Alessandro Izzo. Classens is in front of, behind him, 3.3 seconds. Volcano is a further 1.9 back. Bazanti is a further near enough a second, but Bazanti has closed on Volcano. Taylor is about 4.7 seconds behind him. Taylor, currently looking at the timing, is kind of in that little bit of a no man's land there, Kev. He's got 4 seconds in front and 4 seconds behind.
Yeah, and I was just looking at his time just then, yeah. 4 seconds in front, 4 seconds behind. Yeah, it is a bit of a no man's land, that, but if you can put a push on, you might be able to catch him up.
Yeah, let's just see how that gets on there. Whether or not he's managed to lift and save any fuel, I suppose, might be his option for going a little bit longer. But he is, as I say, got that little bit of a gap. He's got now 5 seconds after being in front of Marco Ferrer. Sebastian Van Den there at 1.6. Massimo Berda 2.6 back from him. Sainton, as you can see it on screen, we've got Sainton, Pletil. Stromer's dropped back a little bit now. He's dropped back out. He's 1 second behind Pletil. Pletil and Sainton. The man, I suppose, these are the movers and shakers. The other battle that's kind of really on the screen, you could have a look at, I suppose, would be Hugo Pereira, Joel Amos. Those guys are literally half a second away from each other at the moment. But for now, we're following this Pletil Sainton Stromer battle. Sector 1's for Stromer don't look that good, Kev. He seems to be dropping back in Sector 1 and then kind of closing back in the latter half of the track.
Yeah, I was having a look at it. He looked like he was losing a bit of time on Sector 1 and then closing it back up on the later part of the track.
Yeah, I'm not
You
quite
think he
sure.
would gain more time on it because it's quick.
Yeah, but it depends on how much issues he's having with that Lambo, doesn't it? It doesn't take a lot to drop back. We know that. One bit of the grass, as we see grass tracks there on the right-hand side, so there's obviously been some cutting going on. Joel Amos now is up the back of Ricardo Mercado, who has got Diego Duarte in front of him, who went off in Mercedes and did an excellent thing of getting that car out the way by slamming it into reverse, hitting that pedal so hard that smoke come out the tyres as he managed to keep that car out the way in Mercedes, where he did spin it earlier on. But he's now in 16th place. Ferrone is in the pits, the first of the pit stoppers. With 23 minutes gone, we're coming into that window. There's a Ferrari going in there as well. On the top side of your screen, you should just about see it. No, that's a BMW. That's Diego Duarte. He's cleared that. That's released Joel Amos there. Mercado, Pereira and Amos are now cleared Duarte. As I say, we are coming into that window of about 23 to 25 minutes. We should start seeing them going in. And if it's anything like the previous 2 or 3 races, Kev, they're all going to go in together.
Yeah. Oh, just looking at the Beamers in this race, and I thought they'd be doing better than what they are doing. But it looks like it's a Ferrari and a Porsche race today. But the Beamers still look good, though. I don't know if they'll be able to catch up, but my boy, Paul Taylor in the Beamers doing the business, so I'm happy with that.
Right, Izzo's in. Klassen's in, Volcano's in, Bazante's in. Is Taylor going to go in as well? He is.
Yeah, Taylor's in.
Yeah, Van der Hovel. Somebody's gone past. There's a couple gone past there. I think Van der Hovel's gone past. Van der Hovel, and who else? Is it Van der Hovel is currently your leader in the line between. Pletil's gone in. Sainton's gone in, sorry. Pletil's gone past as well. So that's Van der Hovel and Pletil carried on. They've cleared these guys. Stromer's in. Gomez
just come out of the pits.
Yeah, Pinto's in. Izzo's out. Klassen's
out. Volcano's out.
Taylor's leaving now. There's somebody else going past. Is that Ferrone? No, that is, yeah, it's Marco Ferrone in the Ferrari. He's got past as well. He pitted 1 lap earlier than them guys and is now up into 8th place. He's cleared Berta, Sainton and Mercado. So Marco Ferrone there, taking the early pit stop, which hasn't worked for the last 2 races. As we see Sainton come out behind Mercado. Mercado hasn't pitted though, Kev. Is the only one currently, I haven't got any times for him on the pit board, so he currently hasn't pitted. Neither is Van der Hovel. It'd be interesting to follow them. Where is Izzo? Izzo is 3rd, so he's a little bit further back than these guys. But I think
3 seconds behind Patel.
Yeah, but he's got 37 seconds on the pit. You know, it's not going to take him 37 seconds to go 3 corners.
No.
So let's see where Van der Hovel goes now. He goes into the pits. There is a back marker, I believe, in front of him in the Ferrari. There it is on the left-hand side. Pletil's dived in as well. Let's see if Pletil can jump Sainton, not the word that was coming out. But let's see how Pletil gets on, whether or not, now this is Izzo retaking the lead. Klassens should retake 2nd place. He has done. Volcano's retaken 3rd. Bazante's retaken 4th. Can Taylor take 5th? He has. Ferrone, is he going to take 6th place? Ferrone goes past Van der Hovel. Van der Hovel's leaving now. Can Pletil get out in front? He hasn't got out in front of Bertie, but has he stayed out in front of on the Santon? They're coming round. Santon's on your left. There you go. Is it Pletil's up to full speed now? He's not going to do it.
He's not got in front of him. No, he's not got in front of him, no. That was very unlucky, that.
Yeah, he didn't get out in front of him. He did have a little bit longer of a pit stop though time, Kev. He's done a 39.8 in the pit lane time altogether, whereas Sainton did a 38.2. So Sainton was about 8 tenths faster than him over the pit stop lane time. And obviously with it in pit stop time, Pletil did a 23.5. Sainton did a 19.37. So Sainton was a quicker stop. Are we going to talk about fuel? Did Sainton short stop for the second one? Who knows? We'll only see how that materializes out live this evening on the Anti-Stall Racing YouTube channel, GT3 League, live from the Hockenheimring. Don't forget, thumbs up, bells for notifications, and subscribe just because you really like the action going on here this evening and you do want to come back and watch.
With it being a two-stop race, if you was racing, how would you go about it?
I would. See, that's. You would go full from the beginning, right? You would go as long. I think I would go as long as possible from the beginning. We've seen the undercuts; it doesn't work. Second section, no, they're normally stopping about 10 minutes remaining, which is what we've seen generally. Unless I think, Kev, unless I'm in a position that I can go for the lead, if I short stop, then I would do that. If I don't, if I'm not in that position and I'm in the middle of the field, I would just go as long as possible, I think.
Yeah.
And see how it works out. What about yourself?
I'm a lap. I go in a lap earlier. I go in a lap earlier, take a little bit more on, so I can go towards the end. But with it being a two-stop, I probably would go in a lap earlier still, and a lap later on the second one.
So you would go in and try the undercut at the beginning, and then go in, see if you can go longer in the second one.
Second, yeah, that's what I would do.
That's an interesting way of doing it, I suppose. As I say, I don't think I would. Unless, as I say, unless I'm battling for the lead, I don't think I would. But we see Jorge Gomez here up behind Pinto now. Were in close together, going in to the pits, and they were close together, coming out with Pinto leading us off. Volcano has had a blink there. Classens is now 5 seconds behind Izzo. Tall order now, Kev, because we're talking 5 seconds. We're not just talking the 3 that we was before.
Yeah, very tall order. Volcano looks like he's putting a push on. He wants to get his second spot back. I was wondering if he were going to put a push on once he puts a bit of fuel in, but his Klassen's going to hold him off. I believe he can.
Yeah, Classens is no slouch. You know, we've seen it over the course of this season. You know, we saw it in round 4 in Spa, that absolutely epic battle with Izzo, and then obviously we were in Suzuka where we wanted more from him, and we made it clear that we wanted more from him, and we got that in Barcelona. He really went out and pushed it and got the move done. I think he even sent us all a message in chat in Discord saying, you know, were we all happy with his more of a push that we wanted in Barcelona, because what he didn't get in Spa. And again, he's on for a second place this evening. So he's kind of, to be honest, I think, Kev, from Suzuka, he's really made that jump into now a top contender in this league in general.
From Suzuki, you said?
Yeah, he basically, what happened in basically Suzuka was me and Wes were talking, and literally that he was settling in. He didn't have the aggressive language about him that we wanted from him. He was visually quicker here, but he didn't get that aggressive moves that some of the guys in front of him was making, and he benefited. He didn't benefit as much as he could have, and he didn't move up the field as much as he should have, because he should have been a lot further up in Suzuka than he actually was. And at the time, we brought out the fact that he should have been pushing more, he should have been more aggressive. And then he come out in Barcelona and literally went at it, and he was literally making aggressive overtakes after one another, after another. You know, just looking back through the results, and he finished in 6th in Suzuka, where as I say, he should have been higher up. But then if we go into Catalonia now, and just waiting for the past results to come up, he finished 3rd. And then he got another 2nd place last week, and he's got a 2nd again. It's almost like a struggling team in relegation in football, Kev, that has that one result that you know is going to be a turner, and you know is going to be a season changer. And I think Klassen's had that in Barcelona, and I think his season now is only on the up and up, and I think he's here in 2nd. Again, out at 5 seconds at Izzo, but he's opened up 1.5 seconds to the car behind of Volcano.
Yeah, he's pulling away from Volcano now. It was 1.5, now opened up to 1.6, and he seems to be getting a push on. Whether or not he catches Izzo, I'm not too sure, but Izzo, time is coming down a little bit. But if that's how he started in the last few races before, and now he's putting his foot down, then yeah, he's a valuable driver. He seems like he's not here to play no games. He's looking to push the boat basically, and try and get the win out of this race today. Last week he was in a battle with Izzo, and there was some good driving between them both. I was very impressed.
Yeah,
and today looks like he's putting a foot down again.
Yeah, he's got another pit stop to go. We've got about just under 25 minutes here with Jorge Gomez and Marco Andre Pinto. Ivan Romaro and Mercado looked like they were literally at 0.08 apart. It's gone back out again now, so I'm not quite sure if that was my time until having a mental minute. The car in Thomas Sainton is in, looks like he's locked in a battle. He's got about half a second there to Pletil behind him. So that's going to be one to keep an eye on as well as we follow Gomez through here on lap 22 of this hour-long GT3 from the Hockenheim here on the Anti-Stall Racing YouTube channel. Second pit stops will be coming up with between 15 and 10 minutes remaining. Some of the guys that did early stop, we've got Barber. He went in lap 13. Duarte went in at 14. That's 1 lap behind the leader. One man who did make that work was Marco Ferrone. He is in 6th place currently. He pitted 1 lap earlier than the leaders, and it was kind of benefiting from that, Kev, because he's only 1 down on his grid position. You know, he's here, Marco Ferrone is, you know, pitted that lap earlier. Would you say then we're expecting him to go a little bit longer?
Yeah, must be going a little bit longer. Yeah, and like you said, he pitted that 1 lap earlier, but he's gained from it. But can he gain from it in the second pit? Just gonna have to wait and see. I just couldn't see the back end of Paul Taylor then. So I'm hoping he ain't gonna catch him, and Paul Taylor has to keep it going. He's doing very good today.
Well, it's about 4.9 seconds. So Taylor up into 5th there is doing an absolute stellar job. As you can see, he has got, I think that's Hugo Pereira behind him. I'm going to put my neck out. No, my luck, it's actually probably Jose Fonseca, because they've got very much the same livery. So it's very hard to determine. No, I was right. Winner, winner, chicken digger. Dinner for me there, Kev. I got the name right there, but there are a couple of other cars with the same livery. I believe Fonseca's got it, and I think it's Gomez has got the kind of the same thing as well, and Amaro. So there we go, and Mercado. So they're all from the Portugal iRacing team, clearly. Portugal iRacing. Apart from Jorge Gomez, but he's rocking the skin, as is Pinto. It's kind of not really the same, but kind of. It's got the same logo on the same side, though, isn't it? It's got the same logo, because maybe Pinto's in the same team as well.
Yeah, I think it's the same, but with it being the Audi, it looks a little bit different at the front. Yeah,
it looks a little bit squished up, but they are all rocking pictures of a lady holding a trophy on the side of the car, so that's nice. As we've got now 24 minutes remaining. I'm just impressed, Kev, that I got it right. I just guessed I looked down the order and it was Pereira. So there you go. Some of the interesting battles we're going to have coming on will be the Saint-Ton Pletil battle. See how that goes in. Pletil went a lap longer than Sainton on his pit stop, and is now currently right up behind him. So he's made that extra kind of fuel work for him. We'll see how that materializes. As I say, we've got about 23 minutes remaining. Pit stops within about 8 to 13 minutes. That's going to be our window. I'm sorry I can't be a little bit more direct and say they're going to pit here. Unfortunately, I don't have access to what they put in fuel-wise, but we know generally from the last couple of races the fuel window has been between about 15 and 10 minutes before the end of the race, depending on when they went in. So there, as you go, the cars are kind of all settled into their relative positions. There are a few gaps. There's lots of people, some sat in the middle of no man's land. Bazanti has won as well. Taylor is 9 seconds behind, and Volcano is 2 seconds. So he's got a little bit of the possibilities of making that gap up over the pit stop window, but let's see how that materializes as well. So, Kev, you know, if I rocked up and said, right, Kev, you're in an Audi, get on this track, what would you think? You've sat here now, we've been at this, 40 minutes nearly. What do you think of the track? Is it something you can get to grips with, or do you think, from a driver's point of view, and let's be honest, you're more of a capable driver than I am. You know,
from a driver's point of view, I think this track is really nice. Watching it now, as we've been watching it for over 38 minutes.
Yeah, you grab a drink there, Kev. Give me two. I'll talk. You grab a drink of water. Get rid of that.
He does.
So
right now, for me, going on this track, this track looks tasty. I'm gonna have to try it out. I'm gonna have to do some practicing. I would definitely enjoy this track from a driver's point of view. They must be fully enjoying this, coming around this bend now. It's going down the straight. Yeah, it's going down the straight.
Down into 11.
Ooh, that took it nicely. Foot down. Does it gear down to second?
Yeah.
Boom, out the apex, then foot down again. Holds it.
Yeah, he was first on the exit. He flicked down the first and then got that extra little boost there for
yeah. Held that nice there through there. Foot down again, boom.
Yeah, but this is the turn we were talking about. This one now, if we stay on this angle, we can see.
So he just eases off the accelerator a little bit, put his foot down. This one here had probably brake around about the 100 mark, boom, trail brake a little bit, foot down off, once to come through the apex.
Yeah, he is. Right. They are in the Porsches. They do have to wait a little bit, don't they? You know what I mean? So there you go. So that is Pletil now 0.76 seconds back. Duarte is in a battle with Fava. He's currently half a second back, as is Gomez and Pinto. These guys have been following each other since they come out of the pits, okay? So this is almost 10 laps. Jorge Gomez has been up behind.
All over him now.
Pinto,
go for it?
No, he's not going to send it.
No, he's not going to go for it.
Would you send it on a teammate?
Sending it.
Would you send it on a teammate? Yeah. Would you send it?
I can't know when it's a race. There's no mate. If I'm quicker than my teammate, he has to come out of the way. So I'm sending it round that corner, but I will let him know I'm sending it. I'm giving him a quick flash. I'm going for it.
You see here,
and he's sending it now, and he's got it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Fava's defending like crazy. He's going to be off the inside line. Oh, he's just got it in front of Duarte now. Duarte flashing him, not happy with that. He got his nose chopped off quicker than a plastic surgeon takes it off a model, I'll tell you that much. His nose was gone. He's gone in a little bit deeper here. These two Beamers having this battle, Fava and Duarte, as they've just gone out into 10, up into 11. They come. They got a lift. Get the car pointed, accelerate. Accelerate, accelerate. We see Duarte's accelerating now. Is he going to be looking at making his move into 12? He's not, but he looks a little bit stronger than Fava in front. Let's see how this materializes around the last couple of corners now. Oh, Duarte's got the bit between his teeth. He's like a dog holding a chew toy there, Kev. He's not letting it go, and he ain't letting it go, is he?
He's going to try it again. Fava looks like was more stable, but Duarte looks like he was really pushing hard there. Oh, he took a bit of curb then. He took a bit of curb.
Yeah, but why go out? Why go out? Why not just follow him for the run round turn one? I didn't see. I know Duarte went out and made that like almost dummy maneuver, but it put himself offline. He lost time coming out of the exit. I didn't get that move. He could have just stayed in behind him and just followed farther through, therefore keeping the speed up. As we see now, they're closing up to the back of him.
Let's see.
He's pulled out now. Here we go, side by side. Duarte on the left, Father on the right-hand side. Duarte's got the job done. Well, Father just leaves the door wide open. He's trying to cut back.
He's going to try and go back now. Ooh. I thought he got on the power a little bit more quicker than him, but he obviously didn't.
But then that was what we were talking about, the lines, wasn't it? Duarte got that little bit more of a better line, not necessarily a complete tight line that we've seen from Saint-On, Platil, and a few others this race. He kind of got that normal natural line. Father went in to try and take that cutback, and he just didn't keep it there, and that's Duarte now through and done and up into 15th. Saint-On and Platil, if we can pick up on them, they are literally 0.34 seconds back from each other as we're heading down Parabolica now. These two Porsches, these are another couple of guys that have been at it for about 10 laps there, Kev, and you know, they've got Massimo Berta in front at about 1.21, and if he's not careful, he's going to be dragged into this battle as well.
Yeah. They've had a little bit of argy-bargy as well, but yeah, for about 9-10 laps they've been going at it. Ooh, nearly touched him there. That was close. That was very close. Yeah, for about 9-10 laps they've been going at it, and it seems to be some good racing between these two. We're going to see what happens between them towards the end of the race. Hopefully, we'll see who goes into the pits first between them both.
Well, Platil went in that lap earlier, so we'll see if he's gone a little bit longer or if he is just going to undercut, to try that undercut straight away. We see the gap closing there. We can see Berta now in front of us. And don't you feel, though, Kev, when you're in a sort of a race in general, when you can see the car in front, for whatever reason, magically, you drive that little bit quicker. And you kind of sit back and think, well, where was the pace that I've shown now trying to catch Berta, as Saint-On is doing, clearly. But it kind of gives you that push, doesn't it? Like, I can see him, I'm going for it, and I doubt very much, I know, no disrespect to Platil here, but I doubt very much if Saint-On is worried about him when he can see Berta in front that close.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Oh, he's nearly spun out then. Yeah, it's a weird one that when you do see somebody in front of you, like you just said, you're racing, you're thinking, yeah, the pace is all right. Then you see somebody, and then all of a sudden you've got the pace, and you're on him, pushing him, trying to take him. So why didn't you have the pace before? It's a weird one, that, but yeah, definitely.
Mate, to be honest, right, I've kind of given up with things at the moment within this, when we're talking about weird situations, because when we go into another weird situation of a commentator's curse, that's a very bizarre one, but we get blamed for a lot of them. As you can see, the glowing brakes on that Porsche there from Platil and Saint-On. So, you know, we talk about it, and we talk about all these commentators' curses and things like that, and you know, it's almost like the why do you drive somewhat faster and quicker with a driver in front of you that you really could have done with at the beginning of the race. But hey, only Thomas Saint-On will know that, and I'm sure we may see some messages from him letting us know why that actually happens. As you see there, we still got Berta in front of him. The gap is now down to just 1.1 going around that corner. I expect that just to extend a little bit as Berta has got on the gas a little bit earlier. Platil is still tucked up behind. If Platil's going to be looking at coming in, I'm expecting to see it. If he's going to undercut Kev, I'm expecting to see it within the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, I can see a move coming, definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt, there's a move going to be coming. So is it going to be at the end of Parabolica? I don't know, but this is looking tasty. But they're also catching number 8.
Yeah, Berta.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Berta's not careful, he's going to be in this freeway fight, and he's got to be getting on with it. And this isn't, don't get me wrong, he was 137.04, 137.2618 to Saint-On at Platil, so he was quicker, and the gap's now back out to 1.2, but he's going to have to be careful, because otherwise he is going to get dragged into this freeway, and I think it'll be interesting to see how the pit stops materialize within this second window.
I've gone into the pits.
Yeah, he's in now. Maybe he was fighting with Duarte, wasn't he? Maybe he just
he was having a good battle with him. Very good battle.
Yeah, I'm not gaining anything from being stuck behind Duarte here and or trying to fight Duarte. Maybe he's gone in to try and jump him in the pits. I'm keeping an eye on his pit time. We are up to 30 seconds already. So it will give us a rough idea of the second pit stop window, 32.72 seconds. So we only are looking at about a 32-second stop. Saying 32-second stop, 32-second pit lane time. His pit stop time was about 13 seconds. So that's what we're expecting. Marco Ferrone made that undercut work. He's gone in early again. Can Ferrone make it work this time around? Kind of what we expected there, Kev. It seemed like the guys who'd gone in early, so we were expecting Duarte in, Amos in. No, Amos went in on the lead lap, so it might be Duarte, might be our next one in the pits.
Yeah.
But here we go. Look at this now. Sainton has opened up that gap to Pletil and is now pushing on to Berta. There is only 0.7, don't get me wrong, behind, but it's still a big enough gap. And this is where we were afraid of, Kev. This is what we said about Massimo Berta. He got dragged in and he's now in the fight with Sainton and Pletil. Yeah.
I was wondering how we lost that gap. He was right. They was all over each other, them towards a minute ago, and now he's pulled a little gap and he's all over Berta. So this can get very interesting. And he's pushing that pass to the maximum. Let's see if we can... Ooh, took it wide there a little bit.
Izzo's in. Klassen's
in, Volcano's in, yeah.
Yeah, Basante's followed him through.
Come on, Taylor. Let's see if Taylor's going to come in now.
I'm trying to see. Yeah, Taylor's just in the back of the pit lane there. Taylor's in, so that's everybody from top 5. Is Van den Hovel going to go in as well? There's Pletil. He went longer. Ooh. He went longer. He stopped one lap later, and he's going one lap later again. Well, that we don't know. Let's have a look for Van der Hovel. Van der Hovel's gone round again, so that's put Van der Hovel now in 3rd place. Pletil needs to jump Sainton. I think Sainton is the target man. Sainton is still in the pits, Kev. He's still in the pits. He's still stopped as well. He's out his exit.
Oh, he's out now. And Berta's out as well.
He's jumped Berta. Sainton jumped Berta in the pits. 29 seconds. Again, he was quicker than Berta on a pit stop, so he's jumped Berta in the pits. Is he going to get... Is Pletil going to stay ahead? Do not leave, guys, with 10 minutes remaining of this race. Basanti now behind Volcano. Van der Hovel is in front. There you go. He is currently in 3rd place. We're expecting him to pit, though. He hasn't pitted for his 2nd stop, as neither has Michael Pletil behind. It'll be interesting to see Van der Hovel going in. If we can jump on board with Pletil, we can give a rough estimate of the time back to Sainton is only 22 seconds. I don't know if he's going to get this, Kev. I've got to be honest, and it's going to be a close one.
Yes.
Van der Hovel's gone round again.
He's, I don't know what type of juice he's got in his car, but he's got some different juice.
Oh, so Van der Hovel's got 2 laps longer. Pletil's got 2 laps. He can't, Volcano cannot flash him to get him out the way. This is for position, Gitano. You cannot flash to move Hovel. You can flash him to obviously try and distract him, which I still have a horrible gripe about, but we won't go into the commentators' gripe about flashing just to try and put them off. But he can't flash him to get him out of the way. He's not under blue flags, Kev.
No, he's not under blue flags. Not one bit, so you cannot flash him.
Oh, here we go now. Oh, he's bullied him, though.
Oh, yeah, he definitely bullied him dead. Oh, some good racing there.
He put Van den Hovel out of the line. Van den Hovel's going to take it too wide now as it run down into Mercedes. Van den Hovel's got he's got the inside line. Oh, is he going to hold it? They're still too wide going out. Oh, He put up a
Some
fight over
good driving
Volcano.
there.
Yeah, Volcano got it done. As we try and see Pesanti trying to make that move back as well. There is Pesanti as they go round 11 into 12 now. Oh, Pesanti's had a blink. There we go. There's Van den Heuvel. Was expecting him to come into the pits this lap. He put up a fight there, Kev. Unfortunately, though, Volcano just got the job done, didn't he?
No, he couldn't hold noise into the pits now.
Yeah, we'll see Pletil. If Pletil dives in and see where he comes out. Currently, Van den Heuvel, I've got coming out in rough estimate in 9th place. Let's see, where does Pletil come out in conjunction with Sainton? Sainton is coming round 12. Pletil has not stopped. He's not stopped the car. He's coming round 12. He's coming around 15. Sainton is round 16. Van der Heuvel's out, Pletil's out. It's going to be a close one again. There is Sainton coming round now. I think Pletil has got him. I think Pletil's got him. Yeah, Pletil's jumped him.
He's got him. But we're going to see what goes on now.
Yeah, he did just jump him by a bit. He got him by about 1.16 seconds.
A good chunk.
And he went 2 extra laps. We didn't think he was going to get him on the first lap because we didn't think he had enough time. But he obviously pulled out a stellar second one and jumped Thomas Sainton there into 8th place. Great driving by Michael Pletil there. Got the job done there and stayed in front of Sainton. As we can see, Sainton now trying to close back up. 7 minutes remaining. Sainton's got a tall order, hasn't he, with this short period of time left in the race.
Yeah, he's got shot. Bertie was in front of them before, wasn't he? I'm sure.
Yeah, Sainton jumped Berta.
Yeah, he jumped him, yeah. Yeah, he jumped both of them. Yeah, there was some good racing there then.
Yeah, Pletil did a stellar job on the pit lane time. As we see, Klassen's just gone, fastest man on the track in a 1:35.37. And is that Izzo up the road?
He's getting a push on, he wants him.
Yeah, he's just pulled out 7/10 over the last lap.
Oh, he can probably see him in his mirror, so yeah, this is going to be some serious end racing here going on now.
Gap's coming down again. It's just a dip below 4.6 and back out again. I think Klassen's is going to have to put these 1:35.37s in every single lap to really get up to the back of Izzo. We are talking 4.6 seconds, and we are talking Alessandro Izzo. And we know Izzo is quick, was under pressure last week from Klassen's. Klassen's managed to get past him and finish in front of him. Klassen's was in second. Izzo was in third. Volcano was obviously our victor, but the top 3 have swapped positions with Izzo taking that lead now. Klassen's second, Volcano third. Here is the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th. Mainly 9th and 10th because we can see Pletil in 8th. Massimo Berda is trying to retake that position.
In the back of him.
Oh!
Nearly lost it there, and he's gone. It looks like he's going to take him here as well.
Berda on the
little
inside.
mistake.
Yeah, that you saw Sainton get on the gas a little bit earlier.
Oh,
But, no, he needs to swap. He needs to swap, take the inside to Mercedes. Oh, Sainton held it there. Not going to lie. That could have
held it with one of your sayings. Nearly took his nose off completely.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Do love a good one when we're on that there in the height of battle. But Berda there nearly got the position from Sainton, but unfortunately by doing that has kind of jeopardized himself after that because he's lost a little bit of time now, Kevin, and that's the fearful thing of when you go into battle, that can happen.
Yeah, there's a chance you could do one little mistake, or you have to go on the brakes too hard, and that's it, then they pull away from you. But can he catch him back?
I don't know if he can, but I also am aware that the gap between Klassen's and Izzo is now just gone another 4/10, and at one point was down at 4.1. It's just going back out to 4.3. It was 4.6, 4.7 the lap before. Oh, as we see Klassen's just take the grass there, unfortunately. Okay, unfortunately.
And then it jumped up to 4.7. So
yeah, but Classens has got Father in front, who's got Amos in front of him, who's oh, Amos is out the way. Amos was on the flashing on. He wasn't happy about something. He got on the lights there. Classens just gets past. Oh,
what, there's an
Saints on the
accident there. Oh,
Burr!
oh.
Still, oh, these guys are still bullying it out. I guess it was the battle of the two bulls. Let's have a look on this run down. Oh, Berta's gone. Oh.
Whose fault was that, would you say? Whose fault was that, would you say?
I don't know, because Massimo Berta disappeared, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he touched the balls from behind. It's a Ferrari's fault.
Oh, you
Can't do nothing about this part here, but the first bump, Ferrari's fault. Touched him from behind. Looked like he locked up, coming in too fast.
He disappeared, didn't he? Yeah, he definitely was coming in too fast. We could see that. But there, he's gone. And then he's... Oh, yeah, okay. He misses his breaking point.
Yeah.
Tags Sainton. Sainton then gets on the gas. Sainton is now in the pits. However, Berta... Oh, Sainton's back out of the pits. Sainton and Berta there. That's dropped Sainton down into 11th place. So I'm sure we may be getting people having a look at that. Here is this Pinto Cordero Gomez battle. 3 teammates from the Portugal iRacing team. Acronym being PIT, which I love. Got to say, if you're going to come up with a name, you might as well come up with that one. Acronym being PIT. But here we go.
Lorenzo is...
Cordero and Pinto, as you can hear. Kevin in the background having a think about what's happening. But Pinto now.
No, it looked like
right.
Lorenzo went into the pits.
Cordero on the inside, going into 6. Oh, tried to get on the gas early. Unfortunately, did not make it stick on that Audi. Gomez there. We've had 2 pit stops throughout the field. Amaro's had 3. Sainton's been in and through. Here we go, Joel Amos. Ooh, Amos there, big out of control in 11. Unfortunately for Amos in the Ford, he has gone round. He's going to stop now because Izzo is coming past him. Classens is not far behind him.
Ooh.
Amos and Father having a coming together.
I think he might be penalised there for the next race, maybe.
Let's have a look what happens round though. Oh, doesn't he? Is this where he moves over and lets Father back through?
Yeah, yeah, it is actually.
So can you then look at... Yes, the rejoin wasn't great. Not going to lie, from Amos there.
Will he be capitalised for it?
No, he hasn't capitalised anything. He let him back through.
Due to the fact he let him back through. What?
Yeah, he comes here, don't get me wrong, and the rejoin was not good. We've seen that. Like, you know, we saw it. Father's like hard on the brakes there, trying to not tag him. But, obviously, contact there. But obviously, the fact he let him back through, will the stewards look at that and go, oh, there we go. As we see Izzo coming across the line and taking the checkered flag for tonight. Classens in 2nd place. We were talking about that, and then we missed the white flag lap. Volcano will come across the line in 3rd place. There is Volcano. There is Bazanti. Amos and Father have finished there as well. Your man's coming home in 5th. Paul Taylor in the Pink Flamingo, rocking it in 5th place.
Quality racing from Paul Taylor there. Quality
finishing ahead of Ferroni. Van der Hovel made it all the way back up into 7th place, +4. But one of the biggest gainers here is Michael Pletil, up 10 places into 8th place from the 18th he clearly started from. Massimo Berta there coming across the line in 9th. Elias Stromer didn't have a good race. He's come across the line in 10th. Sainton, as we saw, was unfortunately involved in an incident with Berta. He come across the line in 11th. Pinto in 12th. Cordero 13th. Gomez 14th. Duarte is coming round 12. As we wait for Diego Duarte to come across the line now. There he goes. Round 16 does Diego Duarte. Comes across the line in 16th place. Behind him, it's Hugo Pereira in 21st. Is the last one to finish the race. there you go. Another absolute epic evening of racing. Really kind of dominated from Izzo. Didn't really have, oh, as we see him just go round there. I'm sure Claessens would have wished he would have done that in the race, not on the in-lap. But there you go, there is Izzo. He shows his human side of the evening. As we can see the race results in on the screen now. Izzo in first, Claessens in second, Volcano in third, Bazanti in fourth, Paul Taylor in fifth, Marco Ferrone in sixth, Sebastian van der Hobble is in seventh, Michael Pletil eighth, Massimo Berta in ninth, Elias Stromer 10th, Thomas Sainton in 11th, Marco Pinto in 12th, Miguel Cordero in 13th, Jorge Gomez 14th, Diego Duarte in 15th, Joel Amos, Eduardo Fava in 16th, Joel Amos in 17th, Ricardo Mercado in 18th, Ivan Amaro 19th, Duncan Kopp in 20th, and the last of our lead one lap down, Fernandez, Hugo Pereira in 21st. Now, people who were unfortunately did not finish the race, Andre Fernandez, Jose Fonseca, and Mirko Galoni, who went into the wall in turn 1. Fernandez went in on turn 16, I believe. So there you go. Well, there you go, Kev. Another absolute sort of epic night of racing here from the Anti-Stall Racing League. What do you think? It's been an incredible night.
Yeah, very good evening of racing there. Izzo, Claessens, Volcano. Claessens had his Volcano under pressure, and then he was on the charge to try and catch Izzo. But in the middle field, that's where it was really happening. It was a really good bit of racing there. I was fully impressed. Patel, good driving, and then he was impressive as well. Jumped up some places, but my guy Paul Taylor, yeah, kept that fifth. I'm rooting for Paul Taylor all the way.
I can see. I'm going to give you some pom poms. And I'd like you to film yourself. Give me a Paul Taylor pom-pom cheer.
Paul Taylor, yeah, he's Saint Thomas and Strum, Pinto. There was some good racing there between them. Fully enjoyable. Can't wait for the next race.
Yeah, so don't forget, guys, we have got next week's race is coming from Road America. Okay, so next Fridays will be from Road America. We will be live at just before 7 p.m. where you will hear the driver briefing. And then you will hear us come in and we will bring you all the action from Road America. I'm expecting that to be very tight. It is, and at times can be a very interesting circuit, especially on the back end of 5 going into 6 on the uphill to 7 and 8. So you're going to definitely have to keep an eye out for that section of the track. But next week, guys, as well, tune in. So this week, where can you come and watch the action? On Monday, we have got the Anti-Stall F1 Series. They are at race 5 from the Red Bull Ring. On the same evening, no, the day later, on the Tuesday, we've got the F3 and F4. They're from the Red Bull Ring. And then you've got us here on the GT3s at the Road America next Friday. So really, guys, that brings us up to the end of the racing for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely incredible. Don't forget, if you are watching it back, please subscribe, thumbs up, bells for notifications. If you have watched it live and you haven't subscribed and hit them bells, please do so. There you go. But, guys, all that's left for me to say is from myself, Kevin, and producer Wes in the background. Good night. Take care. And we might see you on the track sometime.